Hey there, CrossFit Deliverance athletes. Welcome to another Be Relentless vlog. Let's get into the programming. We're going to be doing a heavy single, right, or a 1 rep max for back squat today, depending on what you're comfortable with. This is just to kind of reset our numbers to see where we're at before we go into our Olympic lifting cycle starting next week for the month of August, September, and October. Very excited about that. Really what we're going to be spending the entire class doing this, prepping for it, making sure people have enough time to go and get this done. So some major things to think about. Go ahead. Your intention should be to take your time. Right? We want to make sure that we don't have too long of gaps in between sets to where we get cold, but you want to think about, taking about 1 minute to 2 minutes of rest for anything below 80% effort as you're warming up, and then anywhere between 80 to 90% you want to think about 2 to 3 minutes rest. Then anything above 90% you should really be thinking anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes rest between sets. Now we have to understand that the physicality of it, the musculature of your body might bounce back pretty quickly on those upper set ranges, but your CNS, or central nervous system, right, needs time to reset. Being under such heavy loads, there's a lot happening in your body, a lot of signals being sent. It's working overtime to make sure things are firing and stabilizing. So it needs time to rest and recuperate before you put it through another max effort attempt. So with that, guys, that's kind of my intention. I want you to walk away from today being okay with it as being in a CrossFit setting, especially with usually a lot of times when we do back squat, it's in a short period of time, so you're used to having to go up and hit those weights pretty quickly. Today we're trying to find a heavy single, so just take your time, pump the brakes, be okay taking a little while to get there. For mobility, making sure your ankles are feeling nice and mobile, not stiff from the running that we did yesterday, and also making sure the upper back, the thoracic, is open to make sure that we can keep as much of a tall torso as possible, but not because we're just arching through the low back, but because we're able to find more extension through that upper back, the thoracic. In terms of stability, guys, we want to go ahead and warm up the glutes, adductors, everything involving around the hip capsule. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and want to make sure the midline is nice and tight to make sure we maintain power, since the legs are driving and really getting the barbell to go up. But if we're soft in the midline, that is the part of our body that's between our legs and the barbell, so that has to remain strong to make sure we can actually have a good amount of power actually transferring to driving the barbell up. If you feel a little tight from the running, that's great, right? This is one reason why it's the day after it. We're trying to find a 1 rep max. So the nice thing about going into a day to where you're supposed to get heavy and move heavy loads, if we're slightly tight and we are holding tension in the body already, we need to maintain a certain amount of that tension. This is just that concept of, sometimes we can get pushed down to the bottom and get stuck because either we get soft or there's not enough elasticity in the body to do it. Now we've just built up a bunch of free tension because we're slightly tight from the running. So let's see if we can leverage that and help us in this max. Now, if we're so tight we can't get our range of motion correctly, depth, then we need to loosen up to at least get there. But allow yourself to go ahead and try to leverage that. Guys, remember, be relentless in everything that you do. Have fun maxing out today. And then really look forward to, as we get closer and closer to August, more details about our Olympic cycle that's going to be happening, and then more details on CrossFit Deliverance 3.0 and a lot of other things that are going to be happening in August, since Ariel should be essentially somewhat settled into her new role, and then we can go ahead and start just keep on chugging forward with a lot of things that we have planned. We're very excited. Guys, see you on the flip side, and have a fun time.